Hello YouTube. I just come across this little security issue on the Ford Transit vans that I wasn't aware of myself. So I wanted to let you lot know about it, just in case you haven't heard about it yourself. I'm going to read it from a bit of paper because I've written the key points down that I wanted to get through to make sure I got everything right, because this is quite important really. So basically on the Mac 6s and the early Mac 7s, there was a bit of a security issue with a wire-in loom that joined from the side of the van into the back doors. Basically, what the thieves are doing, they're getting a hacksaw blade and they're putting it down between the gap of the door, and they're actually cutting through the wire-in loom. And like I said, on the Mac 6s and the early Mac 7s, this was causing the doors to open in the rear of the van, the side door and the rear doors, giving them full access to anything that's inside, tools, camper van, whatever. Now, Ford sussed this out on the later Mac 7s and have put a stop to this, but it doesn't stop the thieves still cutting through the wire-in loom and trying this out. And I believe they're still doing this now on the Mac 8s, the custom transits, and the Transit Connects. Even though they can get in, they're still cutting through the wire-in loom and trying. Now, you can't rejoin the wire-in loom once they've cut through it, because all the wires are black, and basically you'll do more harm than good if you don't get it right. So the only other option is to actually go to Ford's and buy a new wire-in loom, and that's going to cost you 70 quid plus for a new wire-in loom, plus all the hassle and the pain of having to fit it all. So I've been having a look around and I came across these loom guards. Basically all they are is a bit of stainless steel, and they're designed to fit in the back like that, and the wire-in loom comes around where my fingers are. But this, when the door is shut and they look through the gap, all they see is this edge. They can't get to the wires. So this is going to protect the loom and stop them cutting through it. Now, I got two of these, ones for each side. They come in a pair, and they come with fittings as well. They give you an option of the type of fittings you want. You can either choose self-drilling screws. You can have little nuts and bolts with washers and nylock nuts, or they'll give you pop rivets. So when you order them, you can actually choose which fittings you want. But these are stainless steel, so no chance of rust or anything. You don't need to paint them or anything like that. And actually the silver will give a bit of a deterrent if they look down there and can't see the wire-in loom. Now, to fit these is fairly straightforward. If you're going to actually drill them, you would have to remove the light cluster, and the nuts will go on the back end inside where the light cluster is. You can just, like I said, use these self-drilling screws, which probably I'm going to use, but I will still remove the light cluster to make sure there's nothing behind that I'm going to hit when these are going through. I got these from a company called Gemini Carts. They got their own website and they also sell them on eBay. Now, they're like 20 odd pound, which in my eyes is worth it. Even if they don't get in the back of your van, just by wrecking the wire-in loom, that's well worth it to me. Now, I'll put a link in the description for Gemini Carts that sell these. And I highly recommend, if you haven't done so already, to go and get a set of these and fit them. Like, these are for my van, which is the Mac 7. I believe these are the same on the Mark 6, but I know like on the Mark 8 and I think the Transit Connect and that are slightly different, but you can still get them out there. And I'm not sure whether Gemini Cats do for the Mark 8 and that, but the reason why they made these is because they had their own transit broken into by someone using a hacksaw blade and cutting through the wires. So they designed these, you know, and fitted them to their van to stop this happening. And what they've done here, like I noticed there's a few different types of these around, but what I noticed with these is they've bent the steel here back. So when the actual loom wires, which are covered in plastic, rub over this, it doesn't cause any damage to the loom wires because it's a nice smooth edge, so you shouldn't get any problems with that. So I'm going to go out to the van now, and like I said, I'm going to be using the self-drilling screws. So all I really need is a drill to just put them screws in. But if you wanted to fit the nuts and bolts, you'd obviously need a drill with a 5mm drill bit, a pencil to mark the holes, and a couple of 10mm spanners to just do the nuts and bolts up. But I'm not gonna use them. I'm gonna try it with the self-drilling screws first, and if I have any problems with these, I can always drill the holes a little bit bigger and fit the nuts and bolts, or even pop rivets, because I've got a few pop rivets lying around here. So let's go out to the van now and we'll offer these up, and I'll show you how they fit and how easy they are to fit. And like I said, for 20 odd pound, well worth fitting, because if someone comes up and do cut your wire in Loom, you're talking a 70 odd pound plus all the hassle of having to do it. And I know with camper vans, sometimes it is awkward to get to all the wiring behind if you've already built your camper van. So this will save the day, I think. So we'll get these fitted now and we'll go from there. Right, as you can see, this is where they're going to be fitted, and they're going to be fitted like that. So I haven't got a tripod handy, so I'm not going to actually film me drilling these through because I can't hold the phone and drill them as well. So I'll drill these through now and I'll get back to you and show you how it's done. Right, sorry about the traffic going past, but as you can see, that's fitted on that side and on that side. Let's see if we can see them from the outside. Don't think you can quite see it from the outside, but it's doing its job. It's covering the wires. Literally a 5-minute job. I removed the light cluster. Once I drilled the holes through with the screws, I took them back out and put a little bit of touch-up paint on the holes, waited for that to dry, which took longer than actually fitting them. So there you go. I hope that's helped you out.